Hi everybody, it's Russ Gibson. How are you today? Well guys, it's week 6. This is our last assignment. COM 1010, the last of the last. I pray everybody did very well this semester. I don't know if folks were intimidated by the class. I know a lot of people don't do well with speaking. I wasn't sure what to expect out of this class. It's been a while since the first time I went to college, so there wasn't a whole lot I can remember about my speech class from back then, but it didn't pose anything, it didn't present anything that I wasn't going to expect. So I knew I was going to have to buckle down and just really focus. I'm a pretty shy guy, unless you know me, or unless I really know you. I can be kind of quiet, keep to myself. I don't do a lot of speaking. So I have a tendency to be very, very shy in front of the camera. Now what's funny about that is I'm also a musician and a vocalist. So there have been multiple times that I have been in front of crowds of room, 4 or 5 people, to performing on a cruise ship in front of thousands. Don't ask me about that, that's a long story. But everything was the same in each one of those instances. There are some things that are related to our speaking, that are weaknesses that are going to come out and they're going to show. And the only way you can correct them is by working on them. I'm a lot better in front of audiences nowadays. But because I worked on it, I literally had to put myself in a line of fire and get out there and do it. And get out there and do it again, and do it again, and do it again, and do it again. That's the only way you're going to get comfortable with it. But what we've learned in this class are the fundamentals for being more constructive about speaking in front of people. And it allows you, what we've learned has allowed us to do the preparation, to get everything, to get all your nuts and bolts and cross your I's and T's and dot your I's, all of that. It allows you to get all that together in one nice package and be able to present it to your audience. Okay, so when we're talking about introduction and planning, one thing I never knew was that there were styles of speeches. I had no clue. Persuasive, argumentative, but when I heard it, okay, yeah, it only makes sense because the previous writing class that I took, the format's pretty much the same. Coming up with your idea, putting it down on paper, coming up with the thesis, putting all these subject and main ideas in order, and then taking that further to the planning that we learned about, which is organizing the information and building on that outline that you put together, going out and doing that research. Here's something else I didn't know: strategizing your speech based on your audience. No clue. Before this class, I would have cared less what kind of audience I was speaking to, and I guess, and that's not being, I don't know, that's not being an unprofessional approach or an immature approach. It is about thinking that the one speech that you develop, you can take the time and you can sit down and you can write all day. But if you don't cater it to your audience, if it does not come across to your audience as appealing, those things play a factor. Especially when you are trying to reach your audience or persuade your audience. I spent years as a sales rep, and I found out that sales pitches have to be created. They have to be organized. They have to be redone, reworked. I mean, and it was crazy, and it's geographically as well. I was a sales rep in Chapel Hill, North Carolina, and the market that I sold to, my pitch, my approach, my address towards them was totally different than the people on the other side of town in Raleigh, North Carolina, with dealing with them and dealing with that market. So it makes a difference. It makes a huge difference. And once we started learning about this, it started clicking. Physical elements. I knew about the physical elements, but I wasn't sure what was going to be said about them. I think, we always try to think, okay, good posture, speak with a good volume, articulate well, but you really have to focus on those things and really work on them to make them presentable so that you are appealing to your audience and that you're not boring folks. Body actions. I think body actions allow you to become relaxed, and you have to be relaxed standing in front of the camera. And I'm talking very casually now, but I'm still just a hint bit nervous because I'm in front of the camera, because I know somebody else is going to see this. And because we care so much about what people think about us and how they see us. So yes, body actions are a big part. You always want to be appealing. And then the overall delivery. I think the cooler the cucumber you are, the better it's going to come across, the more relaxed it's going to be. I'm becoming more relaxed because I know I'm at the end of my presentation of what I've gotten out of this class. I think here's another thing, the last thing, and then I'll close out. I think a lot of us would do so much better if we just took a moment and found time to really breathe during our speeches. And I think your pace allows you to do that. But I think if you take a moment, take a pause and breathe and speak, it helps reduce and it helps calm. And it helps put you in that meeting where you want to be, where if you can get that heart rate from 5,000 down to 100 heartbeats a minute or 60 heartbeats per minute, if you can just get it down, then everything else starts to fall into place. You'll feel comfortable with thinking back and covering that outline and know where your ideals were and being able to get it from here to here effectively, and finally reaching the ear of your audience and making the impact that you need to make upon them. Okay, I know this is more than 3 minutes, but yeah, that's what I've learned, so I'm answering your question. Thanks, guys. Dr. Cuffey, thank you very much for a wonderful class. Thank you for your patience. I had a very busy schedule during your class, so I did very well to try to catch up and get things in on time. Thank you again for your patience. Good luck, everybody. You guys be good, and we'll see you around.